What's up everybody? How you guys doing today? The last time that we had the video on the channel was the match between Kick and Arthurs in the final series of the ZOTAC Cup. And it was an absolutely amazing game. It was really like a lot of fun to cast that, and of course the game itself with all the turnarounds and the comebacks was pretty cool. But we had a few other games in the ZOTAC Cup which were really interesting, and a few of those happened between teams that you probably never really heard of. And one of those matches happened on Cursed Hollow, and it just shows once again that it's not over until the fat lady sings. A pretty fun game, guys, on Cursed Hollow. Really interesting one between two teams that you probably haven't ever heard of, but that still can show how great Heroes of the Storm can be, and that even if you not belong to one of the top teams out there, you can play some pretty amazing games. So we're going to jump into the match right away here on Cursed Hollow to give you a bit of an idea what was going on in the round of 8 of the ZOTAC Cup.
Alright everybody, welcome to the game here on Cursed Hollow at the ZOTAC Cup, and we have a very interesting match. We have also two very interesting teams, and I can only promise you that this is a pretty exciting game. You might not have heard of the teams yet, but this is a fun game and we're going to cast that right now. It is Goluboy Ogonek to the left side. I have no idea what it means, but apparently it was a Soviet variety show at some point. These guys are going up against Inside Games to the right side though, and as you see here, Goluboy is starting with Costa on Diablo, Dez on Illidan, we have Bastanat on Sylvanas, Photos on Uther, and Hydra on Tychus. To the right side in red it is Jekyll on Vala, Mikishi on Muradin, Garwell on Kerrigan, Hydex on Tyrande, and Thre on Rhaegar. I was told that the game was actually like really exciting and good, so I just believe that, and we are gonna find out how good that game actually is. As you can see, we are on Cursed Hollow, and this was one of the quarterfinals of the ZOTAC Cup that was played just at the last weekend. We have already pretty interesting compositions there. First of all, we have Tyrande together with Kerrigan in one team, and also Muradin in there. That's kind of a lot of stun that you can go for, a lot of like stun comps that are possible for the team, especially of course if you get that one stun lock together with Tyrande and Kerrigan just like applying their skills. And Dez might be the first victim in this game here if he's not careful, but as you can see, he's still on his Billy mount. He's still playing this very cautious, and we have the rotation straight towards the mid lane where Hydra on his Tychus might not be so lucky, but both of those players are playing a very careful game. They know that Tyrande and Kerrigan are currently missing, and they don't want to risk anything here. For Goluboy, we are currently seeing a Diablo composition. We have Illidan in the team as well, and with Uther you can of course assume that there's going to be a Divine Shield pretty soon coming into play on level 10 to help Illidan out in those fights. Sylvanas is a great hero too, and she's already pushing pretty hard at the bot lane, going straight now for that first tower together with Uther and with Diablo, who's just waiting. Oh, and the slam against Garwell. Oh my god. But the lockdown against Photos, and in this case he does not get attacked by that stun from Tyrande, so he actually gets away. That stun didn't hit, and he's able to escape for now. What I really like about this game already, and about the two teams that are playing here, is that they adjust their talents to the composition of their opponent. And you can really tell, especially when you're looking on Muradin, who's currently picking up Reverberation on level 1. If you're up against the Muradin composition, sorry, against the Illidan composition of course, this is a talent that you will always at least consider taking, just because it's so good against right-click heroes, and Illidan is one of the scariest right-click heroes that is in the game right now. If you are able to just like shut him down with his right-click attacks and slow those down just a bit, then you can already do a lot of damage to his ability to disrupt your backline. In this case, we're having also Vala going for a right-click build, which is of course extremely powerful once that she hits level 20 with the Nexus Frenzy here. But down at the bot lane, there is a completely different game happening right now with stun into stun. Hydex gets the stun lock in against Uther, but Uther barely able to get away. On the other hand, Sylvanas, wow, that haunting wave just getting her to safety in the last second, as Costa is blocking a bit more damage and making sure that nobody dies just yet. A really aggressive game in the early stages here, as you can see. Both of the teams looking for the early kill, looking to apply pressure, and we have both of them now working towards level 6. No kills just yet. In regards to the build on Diablo, we have the Soul Fields taken as the level 1 ability. We're seeing him with Amplified Healing. In the mid lane, Jekyll kill and Hydra going up against each other. Vala, as already mentioned or before, is going for right-click build with Rancor and Manticore taken, but Garwell here is in a bit of trouble, but gets healed by Thray. Rhaegar comes in the last second, but oh wow, Kerrigan really playing a risky game here, moving in again to get that stun comp off once more, and Diablo dies as a result. Well done here, high risk, high reward, but they get the first blood. Well done, and in this case, Inside Games is able to pick up the first kill in the match. We're seeing Kerrigan, of course, on level 1 with the Sweeping Grasp, and then with their Envenom on level 4. No big surprise here. Illidan at the top lane was in quite a lot of trouble against Mikishi on his Muradin already, and Des needs to be super careful in this situation that he doesn't eat another Storm Bolt and dies to his opponent. But all the way down to the bot lane, we're still having that first tribute being fought over as Diablo is moving in once again. We have Tanat also in position on Sylvanas, but they let the tribute go, at least for now. To the top lane, Des is still fighting against Mikishi, and of course on the Illidan we are seeing the normal build, going into the Shadow Shield on level 1, Immolation on 4, and then the first aid on the Talent on level 7. Good stun against Illidan here, but Muradin is kind of low as well, so he needs to be careful. His Reverberation on the Thunderclap is helping him a lot to keep Illidan low on the other hand. For Sylvanas, we have also the standard build that you see with the Wind and Venom and Follow Through. We've seen a couple of adjustments in a few of the games that we casted with Sylvanas being part of one of the teams. Mostly it's an attempt to just push even harder with her and go for additional talents on level 7, which is always kind of interesting to see in her. Those adjustments are what really makes a hero like Sylvanas so great. But at the same time, we're seeing for Tychus also a bit of a change, not going for the full overkill build here, switching out the level 4 talent and instead getting the melting point, which helps with the grenades quite a lot. Yeah, here another tribute already spawning. We have 2 for the red team at this point, and Inside Games they need to pick up a third one, and they're trying to do that just now. The rotation is a bit slow for them though, and they are not able to get the tribute, at least not now, but they might be able to interrupt it once again, and that's exactly what they do. Costa is moving in, the Hunter's Mark applied to him already, and we're having the kill against Muradin. Yes, they get it! For a second it looked like he might be able to get away, but now even Rhaegar is going to die, at least if Illidan focuses on him and they take him down. They might get Vala. No, not even with their Envenom on Sylvanas are they able to pick up another kill. 2 kills against 1 for now, and a lead for Goluboy, Goluboy, okay. Goluboy. That nickname or that team name is completely killing me. I have no idea what they were thinking. They were probably like thinking, hey, let's just pick a name that completely fucks with the caster, and well, they succeeded, so good job, boys. Yeah. Sylvanas is going for that camp, alternating between the 2 targets to make sure that she can easily take those, and of course applying her curse then also helps quite a lot. As you can see with the level 7 talents on the side of the red team, we're having Vala picking up the Searing attack, which is of course increasing her right click damage even more, especially later when she gets that attack speed upgrade on level 20. This is going to do a lot of work. We have down to the bottom lane at this point the 2 healers going up against each other, with Uther facing Rhaegar. With the level 10 talent already picked up by the blue team, we're seeing Apocalypse, Metamorphosis, the Wailing Arrow, and of course the Divine Shield taken in addition to the Commandeer Odin talent on Tychus. And especially the Divine Shield is going to become extremely important. If you play a composition with Rhaegar, not with Rhaegar, but of course with Illidan, you always want to focus on keeping him alive. He's a very disruptive force, can do a lot of damage, but you need to make sure that you keep him alive. And the very same thing also applies to Kerrigan, who of course is always attempting to get her stun composition into a stun combination into play, and that's when we need Rhaegar with a shield, with a lightning shield here, and then later on with the ancestral healing that he now picked up on level 10. As you can see, Strafe for Vala is going to help out with the additional damage. Both of the teams already going for the golems here. We're having Muradin picking up Avatar, Maelstrom on Kerrigan, and Starfall on Tyrande. And so far, it's a pretty even game. We have a bit of an experience advantage for the blue team. Goluboy is doing pretty decent with that, but overall it's still extremely close. The next tribute is going to be important though, but Rhaegar is being taken out. Not really the best timing for him here. The bosses are starting to push their lanes, but the next tribute, that's really where both of the teams will have to face the music, move into the middle of the map and try to fight for it, since both of them already picked up 2 of the tributes, and the next one is going to put the curse onto one of them. So right now, the defense against the boss is already ongoing for both of the teams, rotating towards the lanes. And up to the top, we are seeing in this case the tribute spawning. Yolex, our caster in the game, already dropping out here. And this should be the fight that we've been waiting for. But the rotation is slow, as you can see. Down to the bot lane, we still have most of the players of Inside Games just waiting this out. And I'm not quite sure if the two heroes up here at the top are able to really disrupt that. Nice owl there on Tyrande, though. But that might not be enough. The tribute is going to be cut in a second. Blocking the stun. Very well done here. Immediately Apocalypse being used. Andrew still healing is already out. Garbalus attack. Kerrigan about to die. She goes down. But Diablo shares her fate. Both of these heroes already dead. And now the kill against Illidan. Very well done here. Illidan down. And Mikishi with his avatar form jumps in again. Is trying to take down Uther. They're going straight for him. Taking him on. And now the only two survivors are Hydra and also Sylvanas up to the top. We're having Uther still on his ghost, but that was of course a really nice fight here for Inside Games. They were able to trade 1 for 3, and now they are ahead in kills, but actually they're even in kills with 4 to 4, and they're still a bit behind in experience. Facing that curse, of course, doesn't really help with that, but at the same time, that couldn't be better. This couldn't be a better spot for them facing a curse. I mean, you always want to be in a position where you at least outnumber your opponent during the curse times, so that you don't take too much damage, and that's exactly what's happening here. They were able to kill 3 heroes right after the curse was applied to them. So at least they didn't lose too much. They lost a fort and that's about it. Not really a big deal, but right now you can see that that extra talent that we are seeing for both of them is coming into play, and that rounds up those builds with another evasion talent on Illidan. We have evasive fire, of course, on Sylvanas. The Shrink Ray is being used on Uther, who decided to not go into Spell Shield, which we actually see quite often taken on 13 by him now. And we're having the Lead Rain for our Tychus. No Relentless taken for him on this level, as we see even more damage, even more right-click damage on Vala. Oh, Mikishi on his Muradin, a bit out of position. Gets Shrink Raid as well, has no chance to escape here. The 5-man rotation of Goluboy is taking him down here. The blue team with another kill. 5 versus 4, and up here to the top, Jekyll and Hydex have to be extremely careful. They cannot really defend this. They have no chance here. If they go a bit too far out, they will die as well, and that's exactly the reason why they retreat immediately and just try to get a bit more experience on the other lanes. Threya is already jumping in on his Rhaegar, trying to catch another camp here. We're having Sprint on Kerrigan, which is going to be great in the fights for her, not only to save herself if she's being attacked or ganked, but also to reposition in the fights, maybe get a good angle for her stun combination, and if she gets that off, then they can start to really lock down the opponent's targets. The interesting part is also that we have on Vala no Rain of Vengeance taken. With a stun lockdown on Muradin, on Tyrande, and also Kerrigan, that would have been an amazing addition to really keep the opponent under a lot of crowd control for the longest time. And if you get those stuns in one after another, especially on a map of like Cursed Hollow, where we have like all these small corridors here, then you can do a ton of damage. But Strafe is the weapon of choice for Vala in this case. And at the same time, we're having now the mid lane rotation once again for the blue team. They are still ahead in experience by half a level, and they will hit the level 16 quite a bit earlier than their opponent. The rotation with Kerrigan down to the mid lane, and with one stun, Kerrigan might be able to jump in as well, and she does. Gets the stun lock against Diablo. In comes Hydra on his Tychus as well. They're jumping in, trying to drop Garvel. The heal is there. Ancestral healing in the last second. Apocalypse already being used, and the kill, or the attempted kill against Tychus. Rhaegar goes down though, but they lose Diablo in the same moment, and Sylvanas as well. But Hydra with his Odin is just applying so much damage. He's able to take down Vala and Kerrigan too. Suddenly Hydex is in trouble. He's trying to just escape, and whoa, the kill, and maybe the double kill. Can Des take down Mikishi as well? No, Muradin escapes, but they still got 4 heroes with that attack. 4 against 3, but Diablo, of course, back within a few seconds, thanks to his passive. We're having once again capturing another tribute, and we already saw 2 tributes taken earlier, of course, by the red team, but Inside Games still, since then, has not been able to pick up another one. They weren't really able to apply that curse. Suddenly we have the 16 talent with a Cold Embrace on Sylvanas, with Benediction on Uther. As you can see, they are going straight for the boss again with the imposing presence on Diablo, and of course, blood for blood, on Illidan. Perfect talent for him. It's just so great to keep the hero alive. At this point, Tigers picked up Stone Skin, and well, you can see that they are just like switching the bosses again. Bottom boss goes to the blue team, and the top boss will be taken down by the red team. They picked up 3 Blood for Bloods, which is pretty amazing. If you have 3 Blood for Bloods in your composition, then you can burst down a target quite easily, especially since Tyrande is also now applying a lot of damage with the True Shot aura that she picked up on level 16. On 13 we saw her go straight for the Shrink Ray, which is of course great to gain a bit more control within those fights. The boss at the top lane still has to face the 4 tier. At the bottom lane, on the other hand, it's already time to pressure the keep, so the blue team is doing a very good job, but they have to fight on even talents now. The game so far pretty even though, 7 kills against 9 and only a slight lead for the blue team. An attempt to stun Costa, not successful, but we have Mickey Shi on his Mirrodin jumping in once again. Here comes the blue team now once more, trying to focus down on Tyrande and on Kerrigan, but Kerrigan's still alive. Mikishi is so far tanking most of the damage and doing a great job at that. Gets healed by Rhaegar in the last second as Costa jumps in, and the drop on Kerrigan with the Apocalypse coming into play now too. Down goes Rhaegar. Vala with a strafe ultimate, but she didn't really do too much damage. Suddenly there's Des on his Illidan, but he goes in too deep. Oh, and the double kill here! Oh my god, the blue team with such a great position right now. Mirrodin, the only hero alive for another 20 seconds, and they're going straight for the core here. The GG already called by Tyrande and Vala. Mirrodin is trying to do what he can. Oh, and they cluster up on the core, taking a lot of damage in the process. And another Thunderclap being used here, slowing down the attack speed as well. Photos in a bit of trouble, 70% on the core, down to 60. Hydra is still there, they are all low. Mikishi goes in, takes down 1, takes down 2, 40% on the core. Diablo is getting so low, he has no mana left. Mikishi on his Mirrodin jumps in, stuns Sylvanas. In comes Garbo with the Kerrigan, 60%, 15, 12. They kill Sylvanas. No, they don't, she jumps away. Dies last one, 2%, 1, and Diablo goes down. 1% on the core, and Diablo goes down. The entire team is dead. A complete wipe, and 12 kills against 13. Suddenly we have 5 man up again. GG was already called, but all of a sudden they are still alive somehow. They have the exact same amount of experience as the opponent's team, and the curse up to the top is gonna put the tribute at the top is gonna put the curse onto the blue team. Of course, at this point, Illidan is already thinking about backdooring. The owl reveals his position though, and they might just move back right now. Kerrigan is waiting for him. The shield is back up again. The curse on the blue team. They are moving in again. The red team, that is, they're trying to go for the first keep here, trying to at least take that down. Hydra is there, 3 heroes alive against 5, but Kerrigan is not with the army just yet. They take down the keep. Kerrigan still waiting. She's waiting for Illidan. Illidan is still looking to backdoor the keep, but up here at the top suddenly there's the big battle. Photos is in trouble, the Starfall already being used, and he goes down. Uther goes down. It's a 5 versus 4 once again. Kerrigan is not here. Immediately the Apocalypse once again used the heroic ability of Diablo. Illidan jumps in with the Metamorphosis. Jekyll is trying to escape at the same time. Thray is in a lot of trouble. Rhaegar is moving back. The healing ward is healing them up just for now. Kerrigan trying to meet up with the rest of the team, but everybody on the red team is already so low, and with 1% on the core, if they just lose 1 or 2 heroes, the game is going to be over. They need to be careful. Even catapults could end the game at this point, but they take down Diablo, and suddenly it's a 5 versus 3. A 5 versus 3 situation here for the red team. They jump in once again, but they're getting low. Rhaegar is about to die. Rhaegar goes down, but 50% on the core. They're trying to finish it. They're trying to finish it right now with the 20 Nexus Frenzy already chosen on Valhalla, and they're going for it. They take it down, and they finish the game. They turn it around with 1% on the bloody core. Inside Games wins the quarterfinal at the ZOTAC Cup.
1% on the core, and they still turned it around. I have to admit that I thought the game was done and over with, because at that point they just got slaughtered. Inside Games had a huge problem there, and they probably didn't believe in it either, because like you could see they already typed GG. They were like, alright, this game is over, this is not going to happen. And Mirrodin was just like, no, I'm going to turn this around. And he actually did. He turned it around, he took every single one of them out. He killed Sylvanas, he went for Diablo, got a bit of help at the end of the fight, but still, he managed to save the core with 1% 1%. Illidan always looking for a backdoor, but Kerrigan ready to meet him head on, and then inside games they turned it around, went to the left side of the map, and were able to win just fight after fight and go straight for the core. So pretty fun game with a cool turnaround at the end of the match. I hope that you enjoyed that game, and well guys, if you did, then give it a thumbs up on YouTube. Of course, we're gonna have much more Heroes of the Storm here on the channel in the near future. And I actually received a lot of replays from cool games, and there are some amazing things that are going to happen on the channel now. In terms of like the matches that you're going to see, we might not always have the biggest names in terms of teams out there, but I can promise you that some of these games that I've been sent in the past few days are absolutely stunning. So more Heroes of the Storm coming soon on Khaldor TV. I hope that you guys are ready for it. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss that. And I'm going to see you next time with more videos here. See you and have a great day. Bye bye.